Are you new to concealed carry? Today, I'm gonna go over some of the tips that I wish I'd have been told when I was new to concealed carry. So I've been carrying almost daily for 12 years now, and I've just got a few tips that I would give anyone new to concealed carry. My wife just got her concealed carry permit a few months ago, and this is what actually brought this video on, was she was asking me for a few tips on being new to concealed carry, some things to do, some things not to do, stuff like that. So I came up with my 5 tips for someone new to concealed carry. We're gonna start with number 5. First tip is get a gun that is comfortable and that you can shoot. By comfortable, I mean it's comfortable to carry every day. You may carry that gun for 12 hours a day. So, you know, there's trade-offs. You get a lot more comfort with a small little gun like this. This is a little 380 bodyguard, but it's not very fun to shoot, and it's hard to shoot accurate. If you're gonna carry a small gun like this, you wanna definitely practice with it a lot. And then there's, you know, more of a, this isn't really a full size, this is actually a Glock 19, so it's a mid-size, I don't know what they call it. I think they call it a compact, but it's not very compact. But it's still an easy gun to carry. It's very carryable, but it's very fun to shoot, easy to shoot accurately. But you still have a lot more restrictions when you come and carry it, just to the fact of how well it conceals, things like that. You know, and it's less comfortable if you're carrying it inside the waistband because it is a thicker, bigger gun. And with this small gun, literally you just put it in a pocket holster in your pocket and you forget it's there. And then this is a pretty recent new gun of mine, and this is a Glock 42. It's a little larger than the bodyguard, but not much, but it's very comfortable to shoot and easy to shoot accurately. It's also still small enough, it's real comfortable to carry. So you do get that. And then there's all different sizes, but don't go out and buy you a high point, think you're gonna conceal carry a stinking high point. So save a little more money and buy you something slightly easier to carry than a high point. And then my next tip is get a gun belt and get a holster, a good holster. And the gun belt thing I put off for, Lord, I think I've only had a gun belt maybe 3 years now. And so that was pretty much 9 years I carried with a regular cheap, either Walmart, Kohl's, you know, any department store belt. And I'd go buy a thick, wide belt and think, oh, this is good enough. Well, after I finally gave in and listened to some people and bought a gun belt, I will never not have a gun belt. It's so much easier to hide your gun, even outside the waistband carrying. It holds it into your body better. And the one I use is a Blade Tech. I'll put a link to it down in the description below. But I love that belt. It's been great. And when it comes to holsters, don't go out and buy you some cheap $5 Uncle Mike's holster that has no retention. These things are pretty much trash in my opinion, so I would not buy them. And these are the same way. This is an outside the waistband with a belt loop, but it has a stupid little strap. I guess if you're determined to buy a cheap holster, at least buy one with a retention strap, but I would highly not recommend these holsters. And they're just cheap junk in my opinion. And you know, you don't have to spend a ton of money on them, but at least spend more than, you know, 10 bucks on that. And for an outside the waistband, for a real cheap holster, these little Phobos paddle holsters, this one's my daughter's for SR22. They're really good, have excellent retention. They're like 20, 25 bucks. So if you just don't want to spend any money on a holster, for an outside the waistband holster, these holsters are fine. And they're pretty comfortable to wear, even the paddle holster. Next, for these small little guns like the Glock 42 or the bodyguard, this is a DeSantis, or however you say it, Nemesis pocket holster. I love these little holsters. And if you're gonna pocket carry a gun, make sure you have it in a holster that covers the trigger guard. But it's comfortable, it just slips right in your pocket and pretty much just disappears. This is another one holster that I would highly recommend. I've had this holster several years now. It's a Bianchi model 135. I'll put a link to it too in the description. But this one fits a Glock 19. It's kind of a hard shell on a soft leather with a soft backing. It's very comfortable to wear inside the waistband. It does have tuckable clips, so you can tuck a shirt in. But it's been an extremely nice holster for me for several years now. And then outside the waistband, these are just cheap Amazon, I think it's Cardini leather. And they're pretty nice quality little leather holster for, I think they're under $50. I'll put a link to them too. You can see they hold the gun in it good. Pretty nice little holsters for the money. And I'm not a big fan of ankle carry by any means, but maybe if you're gonna carry a backup gun, a second weapon, ankle carry's fine. This is a holster I just recently got off Amazon for this Glock 42 to carry as a backup gun. I think it was on like $15 or $20, and it's worlds better than other ankle holsters I've had in years past. My number 3 tip is wear your gun around the house when you're new to it. Wear it, you know, even while you're waiting on your permit to come in and stuff, just wear it around the house. Get used to it, get comfortable with it. Another tip is dry fire practice. Dry fire drawing the gun in the house. Do it in front of a mirror, you know. Just make sure your gun is 100% unloaded and there's no ammo even in the room where you're doing this practice. But you know, learn to draw from your concealment however you choose to carry it, whether it be inside the waistband, outside the waistband, you know, wherever you choose to carry your gun. Make sure you draw from it and draw often and do a lot of. My number 2 tip for new concealed carriers is, this is something they should have went over in your concealed carry class, and I'm sure they did if you took one. But you're not the police. Don't pretend to be the police, and don't try to stop somebody stealing a case of beer from 7-Eleven. Let them go. Be a good witness if nothing else. The only thing your gun is there for is to protect you or your family. Number 1 tip for people new to concealed carry is people can't see your gun under your shirt. So don't keep messing with your shirt all the time, pulling it down, trying to hide it. All you're doing is drawing attention to where your gun is. And that's something I was really bad about whenever I was first new to concealed carry. I was constantly thinking, oh, somebody can see my gun. I was always holding my hand on my side, trying to hide, you know, where it would be. But once you've carried for years, you learn that people really don't see the little imprint on your shirt if you're printing at all. They're not gonna notice that's a gun. You know, just make sure you dress to carry a gun. Because once you start carrying a gun, it's a complete lifestyle change. So one of the things you do is change how you dress. I mean, I used to wear my shirts tucked in, button-up shirts tucked in every day, and now I rarely wear a shirt tucked in because I'm dressing around my gun to hide it. But anyways, that is all I got. That's my top 5 tips. Feel free to leave anything else in the comments. You disagree, whatever, that's cool. Just leave it in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button and make sure you subscribe. And thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time.